This reading is from Chapter 14 of Forever My Heart. We're in Lexington, Kentucky, at the home of Alifair's brother and sister-in-law, Avery and Amelia. It's mid-morning, and Alifair's in her bedroom, where Amelia has just finished putting medicine on Alifair's face wound, when an unexpected visitor drops in. It's Nancy, Alifair's best friend from New York City. Amelia has left the two friends to talk alone. I'll start with the last lines of the previous chapter. "Are you crying, sweetie? Please don't." She eased her fingers beneath Alifair's, lifting them until her cheek was exposed. "That little cut won't amount to anything once it's done healing. You're as beautiful as ever, Alifair." The floodgates burst, and the tears spilled. Alifair buried her face in her hands and sobbed. Nancy obviously didn't know what had happened to her. In an instant, Nancy was sitting on the bed next to Alifair, her arm draped across her shoulders. "As sure as I live and breathe, Alifair, something horrible has happened to you. Those tears aren't about a small cut, and I'm not leaving until you talk to me." With her free hand, she snatched a folded handkerchief from Alifair's bedside table and shook it open. "Here you go, sweetie." Taking the handkerchief, Alifair dabbed her eyes and wiped her nose. Yes, Nancy, yes." The sobbing died down a little. "I'm so glad you're here." A few hushed moments passed before Nancy broke the silence. "Does this have anything to do with Harrison? I was so thrilled to get your letter telling me you two finally set a date. But how cruel of you to keep the date a secret from me. Please tell me, I'm dying to know." Dipping her head, Alifair breathed deeply. "There's not going to be a wedding, Nancy. It's over between me and Harrison." Nancy gasped and backed away, palming her cheeks. "No, say it isn't so. Did Harrison do this to you?" No, of course not. He would never hurt me. He's too good a man. He's been nothing but kind and loving and... Her eyes glazing over again, a painful lump rose up in her throat. "I broke up with him." "I hope you know what you just said didn't make a lick of sense." "I know." Alifair angled her face toward Nancy, holding her gaze. So many questions there in her friend's eyes. If there was anyone in the world outside of family she'd tell about the rape, it would be Nancy. Even though they'd been separated by miles, they'd remained close as sisters through missives. "I guess I should start at the beginning. And you're right, something horrible did happen 4 days ago." For the next 15 minutes, Alifair engaged her wide-eyed friend with all the sordid details of the assault. The words didn't come easy, and several times she froze up as she recounted the worst and most personal violation any woman could ever endure. A long pause followed as Nancy sat there with her mouth agape. I'm stunned, Alifair. You poor thing." Her eyes darted back and forth. "I don't know what to say." "Do you understand, Nancy?" Alifair sobbed and sniffled and wiped her nose. "Do you understand why I can't be in a relationship with Harrison? The thought frightens me so. I can't even bear the thought of being alone with him." Searching Nancy's eyes, Alifair wondered if she'd met with the same apathy Amelia and Haven had shown. Well, maybe not Haven so much. "It's not Harrison's fault, but I can't erase the memory of what happened. It simply wouldn't be fair to him. I love Harrison too much to marry him if I can't, you know." "Oh, my dear, dear Alifair, yes, of course I understand." Nancy rose to her feet and began to pace, the click-clack of her narrow-heeled shoes making Alifair nervous. "You do? You're not just saying that?" Nancy stopped pacing, positioned the bedside chair so that it faced Alifair directly, and sat down. She took Alifair's hands into her own. "Oh, honey, I'm so sorry this ugly thing happened to you. I feel sick inside. I'm not just saying it. I mean it." Seeing Nancy's tear-glazed eyes, Alifair dipped her head, her chin trembling. Finally, undeniable empathy from another female. "You need to get away from here," Nancy said. "I have an idea." Alifair lifted her gaze. "I'm listening." What does Nancy have in mind?